Shalom everybody, this is Rabbi Yitzchak Shapira, Ahavat Ammi Ministries. I want to give you a very brief shiur from here, from the graveside of the Rambam. If you don't know who was the Rambam, known by a lot of names in Hebrew. One of his name is the Great Eagle, because he was soaring over all the other commentators of his time. The other names that he's known by is the second Moshe Sheni. Now, what he's mostly known for is the 13th principle of faith. On the 12th principle, he says, Ani ma'amin be'emunah shlema. I believe in a perfect faith. Beviat HaMashiach. In the coming of the Messiah. Ve'af al pishit ma'me'ayin, although he will delay. עם כל זה, even with this, אחכה לו בכל יום שיעבור. I will await his coming every day. And the amazing thing, when you look here, you will second and see the graveside. You will see and you will notice every Jew coming. A Sephardic, Ashkenazic, doesn't matter. They're all coming here for one reason, to come next to the graveside and lay hand and pray for the merit and for the zrut of the Rambam. Now, Rambam is the highest authority in Jewish halacha. When he's talking about halacha, there is no other greater authority. You see the prayer right before his gravesite. I came here today to this gravesite, Rabbeinu Moshe ben Maimon, who is the great tzaddik. And we said there was never, since Moses, one like him. Then we recognize what he wrote, and then we are asking God that through him, through the tzaddik, we'll have the chance to fulfill the 613 mitzvot. The 613 mitzvot. Now, this is a very important shiur for you. Through him we receive merits, protection, all of Israel. So the question I want us to ask ourselves, let's go there. What did he actually say? We hardly ever teach from the Rambam. It's important for us to understand what the Rambam said. So I have in my hand Mishneh Torah la Rambam, the one who is called the second Moses. What did he have to say about the Messiah? Let's read in Seder Shoftim, Halachot Melachim, chapter 11. He says the following. HaMashiach, HaMelech Mashiach, he referred to the Messiah as King Messiah, Atid la'amod ve'la'achzir malchut David leyoshna. He will renew the kingdom of the house of David as of the days of old, as the days of old. And what you have to do, couple of things. Number one, hu boneh mikdash, you have to establish the temple. Will there be a temple? According to Judaism, this is, if you want to know what Judaism believe, like, this is one voice of Judaism. You have to establish the temple, hu mekabet netchei Israel, and he will gather the exiles of Israel. Vechozrin kol mishpatim, they are returning to a time of return. They're coming back. As the days of old. Makrivin korbanot. There will be sacrifices again, according to him. And they do the Shemitah and the Jubilee, just as is commanding in the Torah. Now, we just read the 12th principle. And this is the challenge for every Jew who watch this program today. Many Jewish people stop looking for Messiah completely. But here is what he says in the next part. Because we always say, I believe in a perfect plan, the coming of the Messiah. But listen, he have a second part for his statement. V'kol mi she'eino ma'amin bo, whoever does not believe in him, or eino mechakeh lebiato, is not awaiting his coming, lo b'shar haneviim bilvad u'kofer. He is a heretic. The Rambam says if one does not expect his coming, if one does not looking every day for the coming of Messiah, he is a heretic He is the Torah heretic in we, Ela beTorah v'Moshe Rabbeinu. Please understand something. The Torah is a prophecy. It's a guide map for Mashiach. Moses gave us Torah so we will be able to find Mashiach. And this is very important. And Rambam reaffirmed that if we do not look from Moses, from the eye of Moses, to Mashiach, we are missing something, okay? So now we go, and he continue. אלא בתורה קבצך וגו ויהיה נדחך בקצה השמיים. We quote from Deuteronomy chapter 30, where God says, I will gather you from the four corners of the earth, okay? And I bring you back in great mercy. And then he speak about the two messiahs, okay? The first Messiah, he called King David. The second Messiah is Messiah, son of David. And then he quote from the Torah, and he explained this. Now, here is the important thing to ask. Chabad, for example, do they read the Rambam? Absolutely, every day. It's part of their daily reading. Chabad believe that Rabbi Melubavitch is the Mashiach. Many of them do. Well, allow me to ask you a question. Where is the temple that the Lubavitcher Rebbe built? I've been in Yerushalayim, I didn't see the temple. The Lubavitcher Rebbe did not even establish a temple. So by the definition of the Rambam, he cannot be the Messiah. Not by my definition, but the definition of the Rambam. How did Chabad, for example, reconcile the fact that the Rebbe never was here, never built a temple, with the word of the Rambam? The solution is very, very simple. They believe that the temple that their Rebbe built is not a physical temple. Each one of the disciples is a piece of the stone. It is a spiritual temple. When they say, when the Rambam speak about the temple, he's speaking about a spiritual temple made out of souls coming together. Is that sounds to anybody familiar? This is exactly what Yeshua teach us. Each one of us is a stone, a living stone, that together establish a great temple. So did Yeshua establish a temple? Absolutely yes. It is a spiritual temple, and upon his coming back, he will establish a physical temple. There is no contradiction. Chabad believe that when the Rebbe resurrects from the dead, he will establish a physical temple. So are we. You see, there is not a difference. And if it's work for Chabad and for the interpretation, it's better be the same on an equal weight and equal measure. And he says, ואם יעמוד מלך מבית דוד, I continue, הוגה בתורה ועוסק במצוות דור אביו, כפי תורה שבכתב בעל פה, ויחוף כל ישראל אלך בחזק בדקה, ויילחם מלחמות אדוני. And he fought the wars of God. Now the question becomes, the Mashiach have to fight the wars of God. What does that mean? Did the Lubavitcher Rebbe be in every war? No, impossible. He was not in any war. He never set foot on the land. Yet, they believe he fought a war. They explained that Milchamot Hashem is not a physical war. It's a spiritual war. The same is true of Yeshua. Yeshua also fulfilled this prophecy. He fought for his heavenly Father by the spiritual, in a spiritual realm, again and again and again. Okay? This is the conclusion of this thing. By the way, he says that during the days of Mashiach, Tiyeh Milchemet Gog uMagog. Next week we will talk about Gog and Magog a lot. But it says the one thing that's going to happen before he appears, there will be a war called come. But before that, Ya'amod Navi liyasher et Israel. There will be another prophet come before Messiah to prepare Israel. And he quotes from Malachi chapter 3, behold, I send to you at Eliyahu. He's talking about Elijah. Okay? בימי מלך משיח, here is last thing, שתתיישב מלכותו ויתקבצו אליו כל ישראל. In the days of the Messiah, I say, not when he appeared, but the day of the Messiah, people will be gathered. Who are those people who are gathered? Come, let us go up. Let us go to the mother of the Lord. It's going to be people, it's going to be the nations who are returning. Now he's saying the days of Messiah, it is in the coming of Messiah. The fact of the matter that you, who is not Jewish, you watching the broadcast right now, caring about Zion, looking up to Jerusalem, mean that we are in the last day of Messiah, because you are in gathering spiritually. You're already in your spiritual aliyah. What he's talking about here, it's the fullness of the nations, the fullness of the Gentiles as we know it. By the way, he leave it open. He said maybe. He came and tried to build the temple. He was not successful. If he's building the temple, he's 100% the Messiah. Even in the greatness of the Rambam, he missed a few points. That Mashiach Tzidkenu has to first appear as Ben Yosef and not Ben David. This is the most important point I'm going to share with you. This is halacha only on Ben David. So if one wants to say Yeshua did not fulfill the prophecy, no problem. Yeshua did not come yet as Ben David. He came as Ben Yosef in his first coming. Therefore, he did not have to fulfill the promises of Ben David yet. In his coming, he will fulfill the promise of Ben David. And that is the reality. There is no Jewish halacha on Ben Yosef. Rambam never even mentioned the concept of the suffering Messiah, which we find later in Judaism. There is no halachic problem in believing Yeshua is Mashiach ben Yosef, who will later appear as Ben David. Please understand it. We thank the Rambam for writing the Yad HaChazaka because it's such an amazing piece of literature. And this is just a little bit about the tzaddik that is surrounded by other tzaddikim. We, of course, have a greater tzaddik. His name is Yeshua, Rabbi Yeshua. And we are to cleave to him. So that's what we're doing here in the Galilee today. We're cleaving and learning about Rabbi Yeshua. And I hope you enjoyed this shiur, as always, from Israel. A little bit about the Rambam. May his merit protect all of Israel. And may the greater merit of Yeshua HaMashiach will protect the entire house of Israel. להתראות.